Over the course of the past semester, while taking the class A Hero's Journey and reading the text Awakening the Heroes Within, I've educated myself on the 12 archetypes. The archetype that stood out the most to me, although I related to a lot of them, was the Seeker archetype. My name is Michael R. Hunter. This is a little piece of my life story about the Seeker in me. I was born on August 26, 1989, but I wasn't born just like everyone else. I was born without a heartbeat, which turned my parents' world upside down. Within a year or so, I was cleared, and I've never had any major health complications since. But this event sparked what I believe is a seeker within me. Growing up, like most parents did, I assume, my parents told me that I was special, where I actually believed this. I believed that I was here for a reason. I survived that experience for a reason. I'm here for a bigger purpose. And I'm here to serve more than just myself. Carol S. Pearson said, "A young person who has had enough early support in their environment may respond to this call with excitement, joy, and energy." I grew up in a very loving household with awesome parents in a nice neighborhood. And I definitely brought a lot of excitement, joy, and energy to the table. I grew into a young adult, and in high school, I achieved a lot of success in athletics. Played varsity football at the biggest high school in Colorado at the varsity level for 3 years. My goal was to play college football, and while I achieved that goal by receiving multiple college scholarships to play football, I decided to take a different path and turn all the scholarship offers down. One of the big blocks of the seeker archetype is the idea of conformity versus individuality. And while most of my friends went to college together in state, in Colorado, I decided to take a new adventure. And venture all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, to ASU. When I got to ASU, I tried to fit in, but it didn't take me long to realize that the typical college student lifestyle really wasn't for me. Eventually, conformity creates a tension between who we really are inside and how we're expected to act. The more and more I tried to fit in and find people to relate to, the more and more I realized everyone around me was really living a life I didn't want to live. Often we begin knowing what we do not want rather than what we do. Although I love to go out and have a great time, the extent of the partying at ASU and at most colleges and universities really just wasn't something that I wanted to buy into. I felt like there had to be more to life than this. A life of partying and drinking felt empty. I began to choose a different path. Rather than conforming to the ways of my environment, I had, as Carol describes, a source of individuality that others did not see. Instead of partying with my peers, I chose to live a life completely sober, having never had a sip of alcohol in my entire life. That's purely a personal choice. I believe that decision is responsible for a lot of the success I've had in my life. I was striving towards goals and dreams. I identified role models like Tony Robbins, Mark Casetta, and Jim Rohn. And before I knew it, I chose to start my own business at the age of 17. A seeker seeks to find a better future or found a more perfect world. At the age of 17, I had an experience in sales where I only worked about 15 hours a week and I was making about $1,000 a week. For a 17-year-old kid, that's not too bad. At the same time of holding my sales position, I was working for $8 an hour for one of the top catering services in Denver, Colorado. That experience right there just completely shifted my mindset towards making money and having the time freedom and the money freedom to make a difference in the world. Since then, I've started an online community called Right Mindset, RMS. And the goal of this is to create inspirational messages to send out to the masses. And I give a daily dose of positivity. We become the grail that others might drink, for to find the grail is to become it. This is a screenshot of my Right Mindset Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/RMSTheMovement and you can follow me on that. Starting my own business at 17 and starting my page Right Mindset didn't come without a lot of trials and tribulations. The universe began to test me. Once we have made the decision to cross the threshold and undertake our heroic journey, we experience a number of tests that check whether we are adequately prepared, whether we have learned the lesson. I began to consciously choose to leave out people in my life based on their actions, their values, and their beliefs. I didn't defriend people, but I had a very distinct difference between the people who I was friends with and the people that I associated with. Jim Rohn, one of my mentors, says you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is something that I took and ran with. I decided to cut out certain people in my life whose habits, goals, ambitions, and dreams didn't align with mine. Our seeker is motivated more by a sense of alienation. I began to make new friends and explore relationships with people that made me a better person, rather than people that were going to distract me and take me away from my goals. My network rapidly grew, and I became the founding member of the Rat Pack, which stands for Retired at 20s, a group of 1,400 20-somethings who are striving for a better way. In the past 3 years, I've helped 4 of my friends become financially free by founding a travel club where we get to travel all over the world. The Rat Pack has been nationally recognized in the business magazine Success from Home magazine, and we've been able to take some awesome vacations with all of our friends. This is a picture of us in Cancun. This opportunity has allowed me to explore the world. Achieving and also traveling and exploring the world are what youth requires. The past 3 years, I've been to Germany, Spain, Hawaii, Playa del Carmen, and Cancun twice. St. Augustine said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." On my 21st birthday, I didn't do the normal go out and get drunk. I woke up before the sun rose, climbed up Camelback Mountain, and watched the sunrise from the top of it. Later that day, I started my second business, Entourage Marketing, which in 33 days went from an idea to our first paycheck. On May 14th, 2011, I graduate from ASU. It's the end of life as I've ever known it, and it's the birth to a new beginning. As far back as I can remember, I put on my pants the first thing in the morning and went to school. I no longer have to do that. This is the beginning of my life.